The story begins in a school in Germany. There was a strange incident under police investigation. Meanwhile, a mysterious woman appeared in front of the school. She saw a table outside with blood on it. The strangest thing was that there was a very large hole in the wall on the first floor. It looked as if someone had thrown the table from there with a lot of force. The woman immediately went inside the school and saw that a little girl was hiding in the court. The girl's name is Wendy. She had headphones in her ears. She was listening to music to calm herself. The woman introduced herself as Dr. Stern. She said she was a government psychiatrist and would take Wendy to a safe place. Years later, Wendy is now working as a waitress. Every morning, she takes her medication. She lives with her husband Mars, who is a security guard, and her son Cal. Her life is okay, but they are facing a lot of financial difficulties. They are unable to even pay the EMI for the loan they took to buy their house. This is why Wendy decided that she would talk to her boss about a raise. After breakfast, she said goodbye to her husband and son and went to work. After finishing her work, she went to her boss's office and said that she wanted a promotion. I have been working here for the past 3 years, but her boss directly refused and said that Wendy needs to learn more. It's not the right time yet. We'll talk after some time. Meanwhile, he increased Wendy's workload even more. Wendy was a big shot hero in the trash throwing job, but she still did it hoping for a promotion. When she went to the cashier's box, a beggar started asking for food. Without telling the boss, Wendy gave him some food. The man thanked her and said that you are like us. Wendy didn't quite understand what he meant, and then quickly finished her work and headed home. On her way home, some hooligans started teasing her. They called out to her from behind, but Wendy kept walking straight with her headphones on. A few minutes later, Wendy was crossing a bridge. Just then, a man came running towards her. Wendy thought it was the same thug from before. She swung her bag and hit the man, but it turned out to be the same beggar to whom she had given food. The beggar introduced himself as Merrick. Merrick asked Wendy if she was taking her medicine daily. Wendy was surprised at how this man knew about the medicines. Merrick explained that the medicine is suppressing her powers. Wendy thought Merrick was crazy, but to prove his point, Merrick jumped off the bridge. He fell onto the road below and didn't get hurt at all. Wendy was shocked to see that even after falling from such a height, Merrick was unharmed, and just then, a truck came speeding and ran over Merrick. Seeing this, Wendy was shocked. She called the emergency number and then immediately left from there. The next morning, Wendy went to Dr. Stern's therapy session but didn't mention the bridge incident. She only said that she had a strange dream where she had superpowers. Dr. Stern just mentioned that your medications might need to be increased. After therapy, when Wendy came home, she saw that she received another notice to vacate the house. The problem was increasing a lot, but Wendy was sure that she would get a promotion someday. One day, Wendy went to throw out the trash and saw Merrick. He was alive and perfectly fine. Merrick told her that he was also a freak. People who have different kinds of powers. Merrick has a body that can never be destroyed. Now that Merrick had given proof, he told Wendy to stop taking the medicine. 2 nights later, Wendy threw her medicine in the toilet. In the next few days, Wendy started feeling strange. While working, she was experiencing severe pain in her body. When she was preparing a meal for a customer, she accidentally closed the steel tray. Soon she realized that she had a superstar. She hid the tray so no one would see it. When she was going home, the same hooligans started teasing her. Wendy said, "Leave me alone," but their leader pushed Wendy. In anger, Wendy easily threw him away. And when the others attacked too, Wendy knocked everyone out with 11 punches. For the first time, Wendy felt free and happy. The next morning, Wendy was very happy as she went about her work. Then Dr. Stern came there without notice and said that Wendy missed the therapy session. She explained the benefits of the medications to Wendy. Wendy was suspicious, but still promised that she would definitely come next week. As soon as the doctor left, the boss came to Wendy. Holding the same crumpled steel tray in her hand, she accused Wendy, saying, I know you must have done this," and added that she would deduct the money from Wendy's salary. This made Wendy angry. He grabbed the boss by the shirt and lifted her into the air. "If you cut my pay, you'll regret it for the rest of your life." The boss got scared by this act and ran into the office. After this, Wendy went to meet Merrick and asked him about her powers. Merrick mentioned that there are many people like us in the world, but the government is hiding their powers by showing the same medicines. If Wendy wants to know more truth, she should investigate the therapy building. Wendy went into the building, but it was completely closed. She started thinking about how to get inside without making noise, and she remembered a superhero movie where the hero jumps from one building to another. Wendy also thought that maybe she could do it too, and she really made an incredible leap and got inside the building. Inside, Wendy found a file containing many patient records. Wendy found Elmer's file, who worked with him. Seeing this, Wendy suspected that Mar was also free. Wendy went to his house and saw that he was about to take his medicines. Wendy stopped him and explained that these medicines are suppressing your powers. Obviously, Mark found this very strange too, but he was a huge fan of superhero movies, so he agreed with Wendy. He was also fed up living with his father and stepmother. They always belittled him. If he truly had powers, maybe his respect at home would increase. So he promised that he would no longer provide medicines. Another day passed, and now Wendy was feeling even more powerful and confident. She stormed into the boss's office to ask for a promotion, and before her boss could say anything, Wendy said, "Yes, thank you for raising my salary, and I will work very well." At the end of the day, Elmer was found in such a state that she had also stopped taking her medications. Right in front of Wendy, she picked up a lamp and turned it on with the power of her mind. As soon as she stopped the medication, Elmer realized that electricity emanated from her body. That's a superpower. They both went out at night to talk and realized that their strength has been suppressed since childhood. Elmer was now convinced that his strength was a gift from God, and that people like him were meant to do something big, like Marvel superheroes. But Wendy wanted to solve her financial problems first. That's why when they went to an ATM, Wendy kicked it open and took all the money, so they could pay the house EMI. After that, Amar said that it's only fair to enjoy a little with some of the money. And then both of them went to enjoy at a nightclub. At night, Wendy saw some guys bothering a girl, so she stepped forward and went with her to the alley behind. As soon as they reached a somewhat deserted place, Wendy beat them all up. They couldn't match her super stunt. One of the boys still tried to attack from behind, but Elmar arrived on time and knocked him down with an electric shock. Wendy thanked Elmar for this, and then both went to their respective homes. Upon reaching home, Wendy found her husband sleeping in the living room. As soon as he woke up, Wendy gave him the money to pay off the loan, and then they spent some loving moments together. The next day, Wendy went to pick up her son Carl from school and saw that 3 boys were bothering him. The leader of those kids started mocking her as well upon seeing Wendy. But instead of doing something for the kids, Wendy easily broke all 3 of their bicycles. Carl didn't know his mom was so strong. He was amazed to see Wendy's power. After paying off the entire home loan, Wendy started filling the pool so she could enjoy some time with her family. But Wendy didn't know that the club guys had gone to the police to file a complaint, claiming that a woman with super strength had attacked them. At first, the police thought it was a joke, but then the chief called in an expert. This expert is none other than Dr. Stern, who wants to know more about that woman. In the meantime, Wendy took Elmar to meet Merrick, and Elmar showed his superpower by turning on all the electricity in his house. The 3 of them were sitting together talking when Merrick mentioned that there are others like them, but they are all locked inside this psychiatric clinic. Hearing this, Elmar decided that he would save everyone and show the truth to the whole world. But Merrick felt that there was a risk in everything. If caught, the government would shut them down too. But Wendy said that they are not animals. They are humans. What is their fault if they were born with power? They should be given a new chance to live life. When the other 2 didn't change their minds, Merrick also agreed to help and showed the way to the clinic. The 3 of them got into the car, and Elmar showed his superhero costume. He was calling himself Electro Man. He had also made costumes for the other two. Eric refused to wear those clothes, and Wendy only wore the red wig. Upon reaching the clinic, Merrick and Elmar waited outside and went to talk to the security guard. The guard said that no one can go inside without permission, but Wendy flirted with him while asking for the way to the bathroom, and then cleverly sneaked inside. As soon as the guard turned around, Wendy knocked him out and then tied him up with duct tape. Now, only turning off the camera was left, and Elmar shut the panel with a strong jerk. The entire defense system shut down, so the three of them set out to find the patients. But they didn't know that the guard had regained consciousness. Despite being tied up, he managed to reach the alarm button and called for backup. Wendy and her companions had found the patient. But just then, a police officer arrived and pointed a gun, ordering everyone to surrender. Wendy shoved a table towards him, and in the commotion, the officer fired a shot, which hit Merrick. There was no harm done to him. The alarm started ringing, and now all three tried to escape, but many police officers surrounded them with guns. Just then, it started raining heavily outside, and Elmar used it to generate an electric charge that knocked out all the police officers. Finally, they all escaped, but Bandy started getting a bit nervous and quickly asked to stop the car. She was worried that the police officers might have died from the electric shock. Merrick scolded Elmar for using his powers carelessly. Elmar didn't understand what he was told today. Anyway, he believed that these powers were given to him by God for a purpose, and Wendy was feeling very bad, and she decided that she would forget everything and return to her family. She hosted a party at her home and invited the neighbors to spend time with her family. However, Elmar didn't want to stop using his powers and was somewhat afraid that Mary would try to stop him. So, he went to Dr. Stan and said that he wanted to continue the therapy. He also said that something strange happened to me, a Bihari. He told me to try stopping the medication. Hearing this, Dr. Stern asked who the man was, and the cupboard cleverly informed him of Merrick's location. A few hours later, many agents arrived at Merrick's hideout with guns. He tried to escape but was caught. They took him away. Wendy had no idea about all this and was spending time with her family. Just then, Elmar came to her house, dressed in a superhero costume. Wendy invited him in and asked, "What are you doing here?" Elmar told Wendy that Mary got caught and now he's scared that they might be the next target. After that, he said that I have found a way by which we can save ourselves. He wanted Vandy to go with him because if they combined their strengths, no one would be able to stop them. Vandy refused because she didn't want to harm anyone and definitely didn't want to put her family in danger. Elmar didn't like this and left angrily. He decided that this is my strength. I can use it however I want. No one can stop me. At Wendy's house, her husband asked her who that man was and what he wanted. Wendy couldn't hide the truth anymore and revealed that the wardrobe is a kind of superhero. People call people like us freaks because we have powers, but until now, the medication my psychiatrist gave me suppressed my powers. Mars didn't believe it and said that you're delusional. You're not taking your medication on time. Upon learning this, he started to call Dr. Stern. But Wendy tried to stop him, giving him a slight push, but her strength was too much. Her force was so strong that it injured Mars' hand. All the guests were also shocked to see this. Her son asked again yesterday, "Mom, why did you do that?" Wendy realized her mistake and ran away from home. After thinking for a long time, she decided to meet Elmar. Elmar was at his home at that time. His father came to talk to him and said, "I'm tired of watching my son ruin his life. Go out and do some work. Why do you keep reading comic books all day?" Elmar also expressed what was on his mind. He said that after my mother passed away, I longed for your love, but instead, I always got scolded by you and pressured to achieve something in life. Did you ever ask what I wanted to do? Hearing this, his father felt bad and said sorry to him. Both hugged each other, and it seemed like everything was fine. But Mark still had anger filled in his mind. He killed his father due to years of pent-up anger. At that moment, Wendy arrived and was terrified to see this. However, it didn't matter to Omar. He said that both of us are special, born to rule this world, but Wendy didn't want any of this. She started to leave, but Omar stopped her and knocked her out with an electric shock. A few hours later, Wendy woke up tied to a bed in a room. Dr. Stern was sitting next to her. Wendy tried to escape, but the doctor said, "I'm just trying to save you." Especially after that old incident, Wendy remembered when she went to the principal's office with her mom at school. The principal had taken her headphones. This made Wendy very angry. He pushed the table towards the principal with such force that the principal crashed through the wall and fell outside with the table. Remembering all this made Wendy feel really bad. Dr. Stern told him that you need treatment so that you don't harm others. After this, Dr. Stern also talked to Mars, suggesting that he should get his son checked to see if he has developed any powers. Wendy started listening to the doctor and began visiting the clinic more frequently. Days started passing, and due to the effect of the medicine, Wendy began to weaken. But now she was starting to fear her own strength. At night, when the nurse was supposed to come to give the medicine, Elmar arrived there. He gave Wendy a music player just like the one she had in her childhood. He said to embrace her true self and leave from there. But Wendy refused and started shouting for help. At that moment, Elmar left and said, "One day you will definitely come to me." A few minutes later, there was a blackout throughout the city. There was some issue at the power plant. At that time, Mars and Cal were at home. Then someone knocked on the door. As soon as the door opened, Omar appeared. Mars recognized him and said to go away from here. When Omar didn't leave with love, Mars punched him. But Omar said to calm down a bit and extended his hand, saying to lift him over there. The power cut in the clinic caused all the locks to open, and people started running around. Wendy quickly left because she was worried about her family. But Dr. Stern came with a guard to stop her. The guard went to catch Wendy, but Merrick came and knocked the guard down. Dr. Stern picked up the guard's gun and aimed it at Wendy. In a panic, the gun fired, hitting Merrick. Due to the medications, his strength wasn't working, and he fell right there. Seeing this, Wendy got very angry and pushed the doctor in anger. But the poor guy couldn't escape from my wound. Before dying, he told Wendy to tell the truth to the world. They should know. Wendy ran home and saw Elmar standing with Cal. Install a slot track around it so that Elmar can electrocute it. Elmar then offered Wendy to join him, saying they could rule the world together. But Wendy refused and attacked him. However, Wendy's strength hadn't fully returned yet. Elmar struck her and sent her flying away. Wendy fell near the bathroom where Marsh was also tangled in wires. He threw rubber gloves that absorb electric shocks towards Wendy. Now, Wendy quickly put on the gloves and started attacking Elmar. With a powerful shove, Elmar went straight from the window into the pool. His body had a lot of electricity at that moment, and as soon as he hit the water, he short-circuited himself and died right there. The fight was over. Wendy saved her family. She told them that she would have to run away for a few days because she needs to find other people too. Cal and Mars accepted her truth. Wendy left from there, and a little while later, Agent Sun arrived at the house where they found Elmer's dead body. A few days later, Wendy began her mission to find the other freaks, free them, and reveal the truth to the world. Now she wasn't going to stop at any cost before revealing the truth about her people to the world. If you liked the video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.